There we go. Let's go, everyone. All right. How's it going?
Hello, hello, hello. Doing well. How are you doing, man?
Oh man, it is. I don't know. I'm so excited about this project. I can't tell you.
Fuck
I've
yeah, I
always
feel
wanted to
it.
build a Discord bot.
Oh, really?
Before Discord, I've always wanted to build a Slack bot. So now I just want to build a Discord bot. Mau
No, I mean
Ramos, thanks for the
Slack
follow.
bots. Slack bots are like kind of out of fashion. I feel like Discord bots are more in. I don't know.
Yeah, more
It
in
might
like
be
for
just
community and
myself.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
for
like
sure.
um, I think in our first stream, one of the community members asked a question,
Oh,
and he was like, "Hey, Vlogitsa, thanks for the follow." And he was like, "Hey, you didn't answer. Like you didn't answer the question." And I saw the question, but I think I saw it just before we went live.
all right.
And yeah, then we stopped the streaming, but I've already seen the question, so the notification was gone, right? So in Slack, there's this like save for later or like remind me tomorrow, for example. Discord is missing that. It'll be
Hmm.
cool to have that in Discord.
Is that maybe an idea for another bot? Hmm.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fixing Discord one feature at a time, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what we're all about, right? We're
Yeah, for sure.
streaming fun things.
Fuck yeah, yeah.
All right. So let's jump in.
Yeah, let's go.
When where do we stop last time? Let me boot this up.
Yeah, we tried, as far as I remember, we tried adding the default settings via Postman.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't really go anywhere. The migrations, we made them work, but the
Yeah.
actual post, no, it was a put. Was it a
I,
put?
it was a put, I think.
Yes.
Let's see. Put default channel. Yeah.
Yes, there we go. We didn't manage to get that working yet, so I
Yeah.
think that's where we should pick up.
Let me boot up Postman. I think did we hit like did we fix the hosts thingy? Cause
Hmm.
Fastify actually spend this up on like on Discord, and I don't know if local hosts was working.
But I think we explicitly added localhost as a backup, or
Oh,
if we
okay,
don't
yeah.
have process env host defined.
There's our error basically. On
Mm-hmm.
conflict clause does not match any primary key when we actually try to. Yeah, so we hit the
Ah, right.
endpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hit the endpoint. This thing happens,
Mm-hmm.
and we had the error with the primary key in Drizzle.
Yes, exactly,
That was
because it
that was the
wasn't
case.
able to find it. Yes, 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 that's true. Well, if there are any like SQL experts on stream, pitch in, man. Like, come
Yeah,
on, we're
help us
struggling.
out. In the meantime, let's figure it out.
Let's go.
I'm going to open the schema probably. And did we try? I think we tried, you know, searching for this, right?
Yeah, I believe we did. It's something kind of. It's not specific to SQLite, but it has some unique behavior related to it. I did a bit
Yeah.
of reading, but I'm
Let's see
pretty out
this.
of touch with SQL, honestly.
Check this out. So when performing an upsert using the onConflict clause, you must specify unique conflict targets or
Mm-hmm.
the columns having a unique constraint or unique index.
Yeah.
We have the, let's see, we have the primary key and we have the null. Do we have unique as well?
Do we? Hmm. Did we try actually looking up whether Drizzle has an upsert thing, like an explicit upsert thing? Did
Let's
we do
see.
that?
Drizzle ORM upsert. Insert values on conflict do update. That was the thing.
Mm-hmm. But that's exactly what's causing us the issue. That
Yeah.
exact approach.
On conflict and upsert. Okay, there's the Conflict, do nothing. Oh, there's like a target. Let's go back to the routes. Global metadata. Default. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is the default channel. It's not the default channel. It's the ID.
Oh man.
Yeah, because the default channel is not unique, right?
Yep.
No way. Let's see. Do I need to reload this?
Yeah, do we have it like live reloading or not?
No clue.
I think we did that in
There we go.
Cookie Face.
Hey, check this
Where?
out. Boom. Default channel is
Woohoo!
now announcements. Yo. Okay, so let's open the Drizzle. What was that? Drizzle Studio?
Mm-hmm.
PMPM Drizzle Studio. Was it like this? No.
No, it had some NPX. It had something. I don't
We should add
remember
a
it
script
exactly.
for that. Drizzle Kit
Oh yeah.
Studio. MPX Drizzle Kit Studio. Oh yeah, that was it. All right, so let's check this out. Global metadata. There we go. Default channel is announcements.
Awesome.
Success. All right. There we go. Why didn't we notice this last time?
I mean, we were almost 2 hours in and kind of tired,
Yeah.
so I suppose that was the reason.
We've seen too much. Yeah. All right, so Drizzle Kid Studio. I'm going to add a script just so we can, trigger this later. Okay. We have a functionality now to set the default channel.
Yep.
Really good. Let me pull up the XCalidraw. And where are we? Oh, this is the old one. We need the new one. There we go. Okay, so we're done with this, right?
Yep.
We actually, yeah.
The next one.
And check this out. I'm gonna add a green checkmark emoji. Bam.
Ooh, yeah. Let's do that for all of the stuff we did so far.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's the only thing. So
And I guess the global metadata, but not
Oh
like
yeah,
the refresh.
we have that too. Oh yeah, we don't have the refresh interval. We could probably
We
just
need to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because the idea for the refresh interval is so check this out. The idea is to, for example, when we deploy this on a new server, I guess
Yep.
the refresh interval, does it make sense to come from a environment variable?
I suppose it does, because even if we, let's say, in theory, publish this as a as a plugin that or bot, you could use this yourself. I imagine people would like to be
Yeah.
able to set this at some point. So an environment variable would certainly be a same default to keep there.
Yeah. So I think we can even create like a migration, but this is an SQL migration. We can actually do that. Yeah, the idea is to grab the environment variable, right? Whether it comes from the Docker file or it comes from a GitHub action, doesn't matter.
Yep.
Just like grab it as an environment variable and then add it to the migrations so that when we create or even maybe we can also add the global metadata as part of the migration, right? So even, if it doesn't exist, create it, the table, but then also insert into it.
Oh, sure. You mean like a seed of defaults and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, that makes sense. I mean, same defaults are always a good thing. So
yeah, there's probably even a concept of seeding. No?
I would think so.
It has to be. Talking about databases, right?
Mm-hmm.
Type ORM seeding. but that's
But
type
that's
order.
different. That's not Drizzle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not Drizzle.
Let's find something related to that. Hopefully. I think every ORM out there, like database stupid thing, has these. So one would expect that.
Yeah.
There's no mention of seed on their GitHub page. That's not reassuring.
Oh, come on.
Or maybe we're missing something. So if it has migrations,
Has migration, but migrations are just for the tables and relations, right? They're not for actual values. Or
yeah,
can we?
exactly.
I mean,
I think
I
we
guess
could
we
do
can always
default.
write like inserts into global metadata, etc. But
Yeah, I suppose we could just execute raw SQL and that's
yeah,
already enough.
like as part of the migration, because this is the migration basically just executes this, and whatever comes out of it, it's your responsibility as a developer.
Yeah,
So we
I mean,
could basically insert it here.
yeah. Essentially, I'm looking at the docs. They have like transactions defined. There's nothing stopping us from executing transactions after the migration
Mm,
because that's already exists and it's async. We could await it. And that
yeah,
might not be the cleanest thing in the world, but we can do it.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, so instead of but I guess the optimum would be to to just make it part of the migration, because it'll run just once, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We don't have to go to JavaScript. It's just SQL. It's cleaner.
Yeah,
It's faster. It's more reliable, maybe.
yeah, because if we do this, then the transaction, or like the seed, will take place every time the server starts up, right?
Yeah.
And since we're doing Docker, then if an error happens, Docker will automatically try to span up, like restart the actual server. So it'll try to apply the migration, as not the migration but the seed as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, let's try to add it here maybe.
Yeah, let's do that.
Seed global metadata table. Oh man, SQL. Okay, so we need to insert only if there are no values for the ID of 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because let's go back. I think it was the value of 1 routes. Yeah, there we go. So now this insert won't even, we don't even need to have this here if we do it here, but we'll keep it. All right, so SQL inserts if not exists, right?
Yeah, I think it's a select and then an insert.
Where not exists, something like that. Yeah. Insert
Uh,
into something. Should I do SQLite?
yeah, because it might be a different dialect because they
Yeah.
are subtly different from one another. So
Insert or ignore into.
yeah, there you go.
There we go. Now this is cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
It's a lot cooler.
Yeah, insert or ignore into global. Should I do like this? Global metadata.
I'm not sure it matters, but sure, give it a
Yeah.
spin.
ID, and which one is it? Refresh interval, right?
Yeah.
Refresh interval, and then we have the values.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have an ID of 1. And now we have the actual thingy. I don't know, let's put it as 30.
Yeah,
Although
we
this
have
is
it
not, yeah,
defined as default 30, so sure, whatever.
default 30, but we're in SQL now, which means we probably can't access environment variables.
No,
Probably not.
I don't think we can. I mean, I've done it before with
Really?
Postgres. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, there's a way with it has a whole programming language, PLPGSQL, which is sort of this weird amalgamation of SQL plus I think it's ADA, but probably someone will
Mm-hmm.
murder me for saying that. And you can read environment variables, but it's an entire programming language pretty much. It's
Yeah.
very different than this.
Yeah, but it's probably it says that, SQLite does not know anything about environment variables.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hold on a second. What if because we say that there's a migrate, function method here that we call from the Drizzle ORM itself.
Yeah.
What if this has some options?
Hmm.
Folder or
Let's
table? It's just a folder or table. Probably not.
that would amount to the same probably injecting variables from an external context inside SQL,
Yeah.
which not sure if it's possible.
Yeah, because like this file is always going to be the same,
Yeah.
right? Like 4 zeros, Wise Phantom Reporter, SQL. That's always because we keep track of this in Git. So when we try to deploy, it's gonna pick up on this SQL. So if
Yeah.
we if we somehow fs.write file
Yeah.
on that position,
We could do something weird,
yeah,
which is we could template this thing.
yeah,
You
it's a
know,
template migration.
yeah, just imagine using something weird like handlebars, for example, which would totally be inappropriate, but in theory we could
Yeah,
do it. Just
yeah.
intersperse a bunch of stuff inside your SQL and hope for the best. Are
Well,
we
let's see.
doing
I don't know.
SQL injection in a way?
SQLite seed based on environment variable.
Of course, somebody had this issue.
Probably, yeah. Prisma has something,
Mm,
but Prisma does the seed with JavaScript, and that's easy.
yes, exactly.
Should we do it with JavaScript?
I mean, it's more flexible, sure. It's not
Mm-hmm.
as lightweight as we hope because that way
Yeah.
we're going into an interpreter instead of like just chucking a bunch of SQL over the wall.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it makes sense. We sort of need the flexibility, so maybe we
Yeah.
should move this to JS.
Yeah. I mean, we need the branching. We need the functionality aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's remove this, and we have the migrate here. We have the DB here. This is where we can actually swoop in, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
After the migrations, and this is a void. Okay, and if we do await DB transaction, I guess it's going to be. I guess it's not gonna try to add execute the migration the transaction before the migration is done.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's smart, right? And
We'll
because we're at the
find
top of the
out.
file now, we don't actually need to await this, right? db.transactions or transaction. So here's our transaction. And what we can do is just tx dot insert into where was it? Oh, now we need to bring in everything from the schema.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Global metadata. Yeah, so global metadata. So insert into global metadata.
Yeah.
Values. The ID is going to be 1. And the refresh interval is going to be process.environment.refresh interval
Or
or
30.
30.
Yep.
Okay. What's the issue now here?
Probably
String or number. Oh, right, yeah.
it
No,
was
no, no, no.
number.
Go back. Parse int. Parse int process.environment. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. All right. Or nada. There we go. Okay, so
This is gnarly, man. Like,
yeah. And then on conflict, do nothing, right? Because we don't want to mess up the previous deployment. For example, when we deploy the first time, we are going to insert, the global metadata and the refresh interval. But what if we set the refresh interval, right?
yeah, okay.
And our server, I don't know, our server hits an error and it restarts itself. This is gonna queue up, but on conflict, basically when we have global metadata set, do nothing, right? Don't do the like the defaults
Yep, that
again.
makes
Okay.
sense.
So on conflict, do nothing. There's a where, there's if that's like an update. But yeah, I guess that's it, right?
Yep, that should be it.
Oh, look, check it out. You can embed business logic to the transaction and roll back whenever you need. There's a
That's cool.
rollback when you're working with transactions. That's cool.
Nice, nice, nice. This is really
Yeah.
cool.
Like grab the account. If the balance is, less than 100, do a rollback. That's cool. But what are you rolling back?
Yeah, how is it keeping track of those? That's what I'm wondering. It's
It didn't
hmm.
write anything here.
Yep,
Doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. If
magic.
we actually need it, we know that, there's a rollback. All right, so there's our db seed. So in our routes file, this is never going to happen,
Yep.
basically. I mean, it's going to update. Yeah. It's going to set the default channel, but the insert shouldn't be there. Should we keep it just in case?
I mean, it won't do anything. It won't break anything. So
Yeah, maybe it's like one more additional check, right?
yeah.
Because it'll try to insert it, and then there's going to be the conflict, and then it'll see if we have a conflict resolution, configuration, which we do, and then it'll try to apply that, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. I don't think. Yeah, it's not really a command that's going to be used a lot of the time. Maybe
Yeah.
once at the beginning, and then like if something happens to the channel. Okay, so
Yeah, we don't
this
really
looks good.
see this used often, so it's okay.
Yeah. All right, so let's go here. Let me see if I can tsx server dot ts.
Mm-hmm.
I played with, was it Parcel? No, Parcel. What was the bundler that Vite
Uh,
uses?
ESBuild.
No, it was a different one.
Rollup maybe.
Roll up, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was playing with roll up, and it was pretty cool. You could do it like a watch. Can we do a watch here on the dev?
Maybe. Let's see.
Okay.
Try doing the save over there.
Probably not
No, no, there was a built-in watch, but
for the TSX. Oh, just watch.
oh, it's without a flag. Yeah, that
Yeah.
works.
Okay. So now it's in watch mode. I'm going to delete this and just hit save. There we go.
Nice.
Okay, so we got watch mode, and we also have the seed, right?
Yep.
Cool. We got the seed done. What should we work on? Should we
Hmm.
try? I don't know. building the subscribe?
Yeah, let's start with something like
Yeah, because this is going to pull onto the feed parser
yeah,
and
that's
all these
probably
things.
the single hardest part to build of the entire thing.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
unsubscribe is going to be hard as well, but let's go with that. I mean, once we're done with that, we're like maybe 50,
yeah,
60% there.
because I feel like we have to do that. You know why? For
Mhm.
example, we got the default channel. That's good, right?
Yeah.
We can't do refresh feeds because we don't have feeds. We can't do unsubscribe because we haven't done any subscribes.
Yeah.
Lists will always return an empty array because we don't have the data,
Yeah,
and that
so it's
leaves us with
pointless.
subscribe. Yeah,
Yeah, let's go. Let's do
let's go
subscribe,
with the
man.
subscribe. All right,
Fuck yeah.
we're starting. Okay, so
We're getting serious.
yeah, so here's our route. I'm going to do an export const put default channel.
Mhm.
What do we? This is gonna be a post or put or
Post. Because like each subscribe is a write operation, it's not an edit operation.
yeah,
And since we don't currently have an update for the rest purists out there to make them happy, do a post.
post. All right, post
Subscribe.
subscribe route handler. So this is the default channel body. This is going to be the subscribe body,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we'll have the feed underscore URL. We'll pass that as a
Yes.
string, and I guess that's it.
Yeah, or just URL because we have two types of stuff
Oh
we
yeah,
send. We either
yeah,
send a regular URL or a full feed URL, but
yeah.
probably the best way to name it is just URL. So
We'll also subscribe body.
yeah.
We had the request and response. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just like a regular requests. Wait. Equals request
Yeah, it's a function.
response. And then we have the function itself. Beautiful. Okay, so we have the.
We will need this to be async for sure because we're gonna
All
go
right,
and
yeah.
parse feeds and do a bunch of other stuff. So
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the server
mhm.
and hook it up. So server.posts, that was slash subscribe. Just
Yes.
slash subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Posts,
Subscribe.
post subscribe.
Yep.
There we go. Okay, cool. Here's our post subscribe. We can get the request body URL inside. Request body.url. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can start adding things, right? So we need to figure out
Yes.
the URL. Do we need to figure out the URL type? Because I remember we talked about the parser itself.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned like we can just throw this URL at the parser and it'll figure it out for us, right? If it's like an
No,
atom or
it can't. It can figure out the URL, the feed type, but it can't really figure out whether the page is a feed or not.
okay,
So if
okay.
we
So
just send a whole URL thing,
mhm.
just the base of the domain, it might return HTML, and the parser can't really figure that one out. So it's
Okay.
just going to error out.
Yeah. Okay. So let's try to
Yeah, let's try
open the
installing
docs.
that
Yeah.
first.
pnpm add extractors. Okay, so let's see. To read and normalize RSS, atom, and JSON feed data.
Mhm.
Cool. Give it a try. Install. So we have the import extract. And we just pass the
full feed. So it requires a full feed.
Yeah, so slash RSS will be the actual endpoint that returns the XML, for
Yes.
example.
Yes.
Cool. Extract from JSON or from XML, but I guess that's if we know the results. However, yeah, we need to figure out. We need to figure out if the URL is, if the URL is like just the domain,
Mm-hmm.
or Yeah, so let's do this. I'm going to do a parsed URL. It's going to be new URL probably, and I'm gonna pass the URL, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like a little check. You know, if the URL doesn't exist, we can return a bad request. How did we do that?
Oh, you mean to see whether there are any whether it's a full path, whether it's just the domain, just by
Yeah.
trying to bar.
My
Okay,
idea
yeah,
is
yeah.
to create the URL object and then try to get the path. And if the
Mm-hmm.
path is just a slash, then it's an ordinary domain.
Or
But
if it
if the
doesn't
path,
exist at all, the last slash, because that's also possible.
yeah, yeah, but we're gonna do that, right? We're gonna try to. Oh yeah, if it's a string, but it's not in a URL format.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
We also
We'll
need some
also,
sort of a catch here, perhaps, because it might error out.
yeah. Okay, let's go. I'm just gonna paste the 400 here, and instead of default channel, I'm going to say URL is required.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna do a parse, a try catch here. I'm just gonna try to wing it, you know.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So for example, I don't know. Let's see. Type equals the parsed URL dot path name. I guess, yeah, because the origin is always gonna be the actual domain, but the path name, if it's just a
Yes.
slash or something like that, yeah.
Slash or empty. It's possible it could be empty. I'm not sure what the standard is.
Yeah, let's log it out then.
Yeah, let's just have a look.
Yeah.
Let's try stupid stuff, see what happens.
Okay, there we go. Posty. Create a new posts. Subscribe. I'm actually not gonna post anything. Cannot read properties of undefined. But then what the hell is the URL?
Yeah, are we sending anything?
Yeah. I mean, we're not, but I wanted to test on the 400.
Yeah, you want to break it, yeah.
Yeah. So we can validate this thing. I'm just unit testing in real time.
In production.
Yeah. Okay, so cannot read property reading URL. Why is this?
Is body defined? It should be defined.
Must be defined. I mean, that's how we got request.body.default channel. I mean, I'm not actually sending anything. So the body doesn't exist.
Yes, maybe it has to do with the MIME type it sends over, and it's reading headers and maybe not creating the body or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna add this. Otherwise, let's return, instead of just returning an empty object. There we go. What am I doing? Instead of just returning an empty object, I'm just gonna return URL so it comes out. Yeah, there we go. URL is undefined and the status is bad requests.
So the body was not defined actually. That's why it died. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So we'll actually know that in this case we also want to do that.
Yeah, because we might encounter the same thing. Someone might be smart and sending a poster or put without any body. So yeah.
Okay. We got that covered. So let's put some text inside. We'll say the URL is going to be hey man, right?
Which is not a URL, but hey,
Yeah.
it's a string.
Invalid
Yay,
URL. Okay.
That works.
What? But we didn't actually log out anything.
But it's not getting there because you're doing a return early.
Nah, because it probably I think this tried to parse it and actually failed. So the error that we're seeing, yeah, I think the error that we're seeing is actually from, yeah, see that
Oh,
the
right,
message
yeah,
is
yeah,
invalid
yeah.
URL.
It's not the 400. It doesn't trigger that path at all.
Yeah, it's a 500 because there was an error on the backend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I zoom in on this one? Oh, yes, I can. Cool. So it's a 500, so which means the error happened on the backend, but it's not handled.
Yeah.
And the message is invalid URL, and that gives me a hint that the parser actually managed to, throw an error.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what the type of is.
Hmm.
Because I can grab, let's see. Let's log out the type.
Yep.
It's an object.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
the
that makes
instance
sense.
of, not the type. Instance. No. What was the... How can I check the type? Like, there was the...
Hold up.
Right?
I'm
Or there was
not
a type of...
sure.
TypeScript catch error type. You can do that, but I know there was like a instance of, yeah,
All right. Okay.
or with the type of, yeah. Well, in this case, it's just an object, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If all we do is just parse the type, in that case, we can keep this as like a, typeless error, because we're just going to, we're just going to return a result.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's try. Actually, no, I'm just gonna log it out. We'll return the result. Something like it's probably not gonna be a bad request, or maybe it is a bad request. Yeah,
It actually is bad input, so it's in the 400 range. It could be a generic 400, or we could do
yeah. So
400
URL
something.
cannot be parsed, right?
Yes.
Now that's a message. URL can be parsed. Figure it out.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
yeah, if I send this now, we can see a bad request. URL cannot be parsed. Okay, and if I do nikoloflazar.com, which is not with a protocol, URL cannot be parsed. If I do a W, URL cannot be parsed, so which means it has to start
HTTPS.
with a protocol.
Yes.
And there we go. So we should
Yes.
see the type now. The type is just a slash.
Yes. So
If I add a slash, like a
Oh,
trailing
right.
slash,
it should
I
do the
had-
same.
yeah, I had issues with that 2 days ago with the... It should be the same. Cool. There we go.
Awesome.
That's smart.
So it normalizes it. That's good.
Yeah, and if we do feed.xml, it's just going the path name is going to be feed.xml.
Yes.
There we go. So I'm not gonna do a type here. I'm going to do the type here, and I'm going to set the type, because if it doesn't figure it out, if it doesn't parse the URL, it's always gonna, throw the bad requests.
Yeah.
So I'm going to set the default to domain.
Oh, so you mean to switch it by a flag. Okay.
Yeah. And I can do get the path name, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? No, I'm going to set the type to a feed. The
All right.
default one, because how I imagine using these bots, is to open like a website. I can see the RSS and I'm just gonna grab this link.
Yeah.
So, like, most of the times, people would be pasting RSS, feed type links instead of just the domain. So I'm gonna set this to feed, but if this equals like a slash, then I'm going to change it to domain.
Yeah. Okay. Then we have to do the exploration for finding the feed URL if it exists.
Yeah. And we can figure that out here, for example, like afterwards. If the type is a domain, that's when we basically enter. Come on. That's where we basically enter this part. Discover the actual URL.
Yeah.
And this, I don't know how we're going. Are we going to do this like a brute force? Just queue up. You know, like.
Well, there were methods of discovering this. For example, it might be in the
We can try the
sitemap.
head. Yeah, we can try the
Yeah.
head.
That's one thing. Another thing would be to try the most common ones in case it's not a part of the sitemap.
Slash feed slash XML.
Yes.
Yeah. Sitemap. Is it? Can it be part of the sitemap?
I think it usually is a part of the
Could be
sitemap.
sitemap. Yeah. Oh yeah. I have it here.
Yes, so we can, and sometimes it's even marked as something.
Yeah.
It has some metadata attached to it. So basically, chances are if you encounter something with an XML in it and it's not the sitemap, it means it's a feed. So
Yeah.
that's thing number one. Thing number two would be we could brute force it, or that's probably three. And number two would be, well, that's also brute forcing. Basically, we could find out what are the statistically most used paths for XML, because those are pretty standard in general. And failing the sitemap thing, we go back to that.
What if I have multiple feeds? Because I've seen blogs with that. I've seen a person.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've seen a person whose blog exported one master feed, and the other ones was like one feed per category. So he exported web dev, he exported Kotlin, he exported Docker or DevOps, something like that. So he had multiple feeds, but he had one master feed that, you know, unified everything, like all of the feeds before.
Very good question. But in that case, we probably want to err out and tell the user that we encountered multiple feeds, but we should be explicit about that. Tell them that we encountered
the bot is going to carry over the message, like, you know, we can't figure out which feed you wanna, you know, so it's better if you give
just
us the actual URL, you know. Yeah, try again with the actual URL. Yeah.
So that way, it might sound like a cop-out, but it's really not. We're giving the user the choice of telling us what we're supposed to do here.
Yeah. Okay, so check this out. Feed URL. Right? If the type is domain, we'll figure it out and we'll set it. Otherwise, we'll set the feed URL to be the URL.
Okay.
Because if, you know, it's either a domain or a feed.
Yep.
And we can even do the feed or domain, just so we can be pretty chill. So if I go type here, it's always, well, you can see that it's always going to be feed.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're not in the domain. Cool.
Yeah, we're not really hitting that branch.
Yeah, and it can be anything else. So it's gonna crash, feed or domain. If it's a domain, we'll figure it out and then we'll set it, you know. We can even start doing that. I would like to, because we have the routes here. Should we should we expand on this? Because this is going to be a pretty long, you know, handler.
Yeah.
Or you want to do Peter levels and just keep everything in one file?
Well, we could probably do that and refactor afterwards. Hey, come on! Remember, we're not selling this thing yet, so it's good. We're good. Nobody cares.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to create a new method. I'm not going to export it, and this is going to be like the figure out feed URL. Okay. It could be async.
Mhm.
We're gonna figure out the domain, and it's going to return a promise of a string. So in this case, we can do feed URL equals await figure out domain, and we'll pass the URL because we'll know that it's a domain. And now this needs to be defined, yeah, on top.
Mhm. Oh, you have a different method name as well. You call that figure out URL.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that's maybe the case. Yeah, figure out feed URL. There we go.
Yes.
Okay, so this fails because we're not actually returning anything,
Mhm.
but we have the feed URL right here. So let's try to figure it out. As you mentioned, like the first method we can do is try the head. It could be in the head. It probably is in the head most of the case because you know people want their feeds to be
Yep.
discoverable.
Yes.
Even if it's not in the head, it's going to be somewhere in the HTML because they also added into the footer.
Yes. Usually it is available in there.
Yeah, like yeah, and it could contain. It could be like it could be in the head, and I also have it in the head as well. Let's see. Here's the sitemap. Robots. Where was that, man?
Description, canonical robot, sitemap. I'm not really
Oh, there we go.
seeing it. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's a rel. Let me zoom in. The relation is alternate. The type is application RSS XML.
Yep.
The title is set to RSS, and the href contains the actual path name. So we can grab this and basically, you know, append it to the base URL which we have from the or the domain, because we're gonna have that. So we'll return domain plus the actual if we find it from here, you know. Let's play around and see if you know how others are handling it. So I'm going to open here the one of the last articles that we got in the server. And
Oh, the
let's
CSS
see.
3D thing. That's a cool article.
This is a really cool article. All right, let's see. Feed. Again, see that? The link is set to alternate. The type is RSS XML. The title could be something else. And the href could also be including the domain or not.
Yep.
Cool. So, application RSS XML. That's the type, and the relation is the only thing that's fixed. Let's try a different feed just in case I stole the idea from this one, because I don't remember where I got the idea is to, you know, add the link alternate and all these things.
Oh well, here's an interesting find I just did.
Yeah.
There are like pre-made feed finders. Of course, there are ones on like NPM. We could probably
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Which, you know, if it exists,
And
why just reinvent it? But yeah,
yes,
it seems this seems like a pattern, right?
it is, and but there's like this thing called a stubborn feed auto discovery tool because somebody already determined
Yeah.
that standards exist only to not be respected, essentially. So those that follow them, kudos, but for everybody else, we need a stubborn finder, and I
Yeah.
already discovered one.
Which package is that? Which one should we use?
Let's say there's this at arn4v/feed finder. Let me just send that to you in
Yeah.
Discord or something. Yes, here you go. Try that one. Maybe it works for us. It looks like a good thing that we could try.
Feed Finder. One weekly
Yes.
download.
People, I mean, it's not a common problem, it seems like. RSS feeds
Looks
are a
like it,
solved
yeah.
issue, perhaps.
Okay, let's see. Feed finder. It takes the domain and then it spits out the results.
Yeah, but we could still retain the logic ourselves
Oh,
if
but check it out.
we
Yeah. There's
if
a feed URLs, which
Mhm,
could
exactly.
also, yeah, which could also output multiple
Hmm.
URLs, right? This one has types, contains built-in TypeScript. Okay. I'm
Looking
really
good.
curious to see how he does that.
Yeah, probably not too different. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Same thing, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so give me the fetch the requests, grab the body, try to get the headers,
Hmm.
and if it, if it exists one of these, cool. Return an array with one single URL, which is the feed URL. Otherwise, it tries to, and this is if the feed URL is if the URL is the feed URL, right? So when it returns, before they parse the HTML, they check for the content type.
Yep.
Are we hitting the XML at the first type? Yeah.
Do we have
Well
the
then,
proper thing, basically? Yeah.
yeah. We already took care of that, so it's good that we also opened the source, because if we use this package,
We
we
can
don't
shorten the
actually,
code.
yeah, because figure out feed URL is, it's not going to be a function, it's going to be a call.
Hmm.
Okay, so yeah, this basically does that, right? Here's the response. It checks the
Nice.
header. If the header is here, is it an atom or an XML or RSS or RDF, etc., just return that URL straight away. If
Oh
not,
yeah, but we have an edge case. We have this weird overlap. Like our parser, the parser we're using parses JSON feeds, and this doesn't take into account the existence of
all
JSON feeds
right,
at
yeah,
all. They're rare. Like they aren't commonly used. But
yeah,
do we care for that or not?
mm-hmm. Maybe it has something along the way, because like it's probably not going to, like this approach immediately assumes that any XML is a feed.
Yeah, which is not exactly accurate.
Yeah, maybe the Atom XML or the
Yeah,
RSS XML, these cases are clear. But if
yeah,
what if I return a freaking Android view definition? That's XML,
yeah.
right? That's not a feed, but it doesn't matter.
Sitemaps are XML, but it's okay.
Yeah,
We could maybe consider those edge cases, and it's probably going to error out when it tries to parse
yeah,
them. And we are
yeah,
going to throw an error and ask that they explicitly send us the feed URL. So
yeah. Okay, you know what? Let's use this. We can see that it even, it takes from the top approach, where it's just, figuring out if it's a domain URL or a feed URL, and if it's a feed URL, etc., etc. So let's use the feed finder then.
yeah,
Cool. Feed finder. npm add feed finder. It already has types installed. And how did we use this? Feed finder will just require feed finder. Okay. Hold on, let me just grab this, put it here.
yeah, we're not sure what it exports, so we'll have to find out.
It's probably a default one, because it only returns a type.
Ah, yeah, yeah, of course.
Find feed. Okay, we're
And
going to.
it's erroring for some reason.
Could not find a declaration file.
Ah, it's
It's
probably we need to install the types separately.
Yeah, but I think it. Hold on. Oh, damn it. Yeah.
Did we install it at all?
I didn't install it like this with the @. So let me just remove whatever this feed finder is. And I'm going to install with the @.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Oh yeah,
package
this
name
was
is
a
with the
fork. Yeah.
but we imported without the @.
Mhm.
I believe we should import it with the @.
Yeah, probably because he probably copy and pasted the documentation from the previous
There we
package
go.
that he forked. So yeah,
Yeah. So let's pick nothing. So it's a
uh,
default.
it's a default for sure. I mean, it
Yeah.
still uses the common JS import, so that's our best bet, I would say.
Yeah. We go. Let's go all the way down. Yeah. So here we basically want to do this whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll just do feed URL equals find feed, and then we'll pass the URL. If it's a domain, it'll try to find it. If it's not a domain, if it's an actual URL, it'll just return it. So let's see, console.log feed URL, feed URL. And if I pass my domain, I'm curious to see.
Yeah, that's a good experiment.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what, like if it's going to figure it out. I'm just gonna do this because I'm like a power user and I'm gonna be like subscribe nicolefalzo.com.
Ooh. Ah.
Yeah, you figure it out. You know, here's all the possible.
You have fun with that.
Yeah, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
Plus, it's with HTTP.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so does this just
Yeah,
generate the things,
this
or
is a generator.
that's not great.
Yeah.
But hold up, there's a multiple step thing. There's like feed finder and then feed URLs for each, and then it says in the
Oh
example over
wait. It
there,
is. Hold on.
it's a
It
step
should be
process.
awaited.
All right. Let's
Let's
see.
try that again.
Okay.
2.
Okay.
Sitemap, and feed.
Ah.
Good luck.
Fuck. All right. Maybe we should have a blacklist of some kind.
uh,
Because in that
yo,
case, this would actually work.
yeah, but what I also notice is that the package itself contains a console log, which we can't
Mhm.
remove.
Ah,
I
that's
mean, we
not
have
good.
to patch it up, you know. But as you can see, it prints out all of these. Damn.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not like at the end of the world, but why have this? You know, it'll just doesn't matter.
yeah.
Now we have an array of 2 URLs.
How do we narrow that down to the actual good URL
Yeah.
to use?
So we can loop through these and find something that either contains like the word feed in it, or RSS or Atom or RDF, so that we end up with one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Just a
try.
single thing.
Yeah, let's try the other URLs. Okay, so I'm going to grab Smashing Magazine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see what it discovers for that to find out whether this thing will work for us or not.
Yeah. Let's see this. One URL.
Okay, so they don't have a sitemap? What?
They must have a sitemap, right?
Yeah, I would think so. It's a very,
It's yeah, it's
high
really
profile
popular site.
standards site and stuff.
Let's grab Chris Coyer. He's got a .NET domain. That's cool.
Hmm.
Send 4.
Oh, wow.
There's the RDF and the atom and the feed as well. There's a
Ah.
social RSS. Maybe the social RSS is what?
No, you know what? It's
Hey,
here.
social RSS is an article.
Yeah, it parses it as a feed. You know what else is a problem? I
Yeah,
just actually realized. A single site could have multiple types of feeds. It could both have RSS and
yeah,
Atom and JSON, and there's no like issue in the standard for keeping multiple types of these. And then we're basically fucked because we're dealing with multiple of these.
yeah. There we go. There's the which one is this? This is the atom,
Mm-hmm.
and the the feed is just the RSS.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Maybe we
Interesting.
should try a different package.
We definitely should try a different package.
There's a meanwhile I found this creatively named feedrat thing. I'm sending that to you right
Okay.
now. Maybe have a look. It doesn't have like TypeScript support at all, but we'll survive that.
Feed rats.
However, it has an interesting it explains the methodology of how it's trying to discover the URL. So we
Cool.
might want to have better luck. We might have better luck with this thing.
What I see here, more downloads.
Yeah. More usage.
And yeah, and at least like half of the time. The other one was like 2 years ago. This is a year ago. Okay, so it's
No, but like that's not really a signal simply because RSS doesn't really change that much as a standard. It's
true. Yeah.
ancient, so
Okay, so here's feedrat. We can invoke this.
Mhm.
It'll give us this.
It says the same thing and returns an array containing the
Yeah.
URLs found. So this should
Yeah.
work with less hassle, maybe.
Let's check it out. So I'm gonna move this here. Oh, it also receives about €2 a week. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, well that's reassuring for one.
It's like 37% of the goals.
Nice.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to remove the what was the
At
arn4v
feed finder.
feed finder, and I'm going to add feed rats. I'm gonna keep this as a find feed. No declaration module.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
can
but
try to
you know.
install it, but there is no
Yeah, it doesn't say
types
there
as
is
well.
one. Just maybe declaring a DTS.
Yeah, we can do that.
That's probably the simplest. We could probably just, send
Just
them
avoid
a
it. Yeah.
pull request later on. If this works for us, let's see.
Yeah, we'll just just include it. I'm gonna put that into the source feed rat DTS. Just declare it, and we're good. So let's see what the find feed from feed rat returns.
Yeah, it's the old school callback style, so that might,
Not
nasty
work.
our code a bit.
Yeah, there was a different package. I remember. It used the what was the actually, you know what, we're not gonna use that. We're just gonna do figure out feed, right? We're going to do not an async, but we're going to get the URL, which is going to be a string. It's going to
Or
return a promise of
yeah, we
string, or there could be an error as well,
mhm.
or
We could
undefined.
in theory promissify it because it uses the standard error response shape.
Yeah,
So
that was my idea as well, like the
oh
promissify,
yeah.
but that was from the Node. It's built in Node, right?
Yeah, that thing. I meant that from Promissify, not on external package.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's built in, right? We don't need to actually install anything.
Yeah,
How was that Promisify?
I think it was in util.
Yeah, from Node util.
I think it was in there.
Let's see.
Yeah, there you go.
Util.promissify.
Util.promissify.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go. Promissify.
Amazing.
Cool. So we can go down again.
And we could probably even promissify it outside of there, because we will probably have a consistent function. We don't have to execute it. We don't have it promissified multiple times
Mm-hmm.
on every call.
yeah.
So just promissify it in the global scope and just reuse it
Yeah.
in there.
So that would be async find feed equals promissify find feed.
Yep.
And we're going to await the async find feed.
Yep, that would be that.
PNPM dev. Let's see.
It's highly experimental and prone to combustion, but we'll see what happens.
Not a valid URL, it says. And it's probably this.
Oh, yeah, it's probably dying somewhere, so
Yeah.
silently.
But we should probably get a try catch.
Yep, that should be wrapped.
Okay. Damn it, I keep pressing shift, but I just want to do to start writing the next line. There we go. And this is going to be, it's going to complain, but I want to see if the not a valid URL appears in the console now. It's undefined.
All right, it's undefined. What's undefined?
The message.
Ah, okay. Then let's have a look at the error.
Not valid URL. Okay, so the error is the string. Okay. Yeah.
Oh wait, hold up. Can you scroll a bit up?
Here in the
in the code inside, because I think URL is never mind. It says URL is required, and I thought it was something weird with the message. Never mind.
Yeah, we can do this, and we'll keep it. Yeah, so like URL is required. I'm just gonna pass the message, right? It's probably a 400. If it can't find, the feed, it's probably a 400.
Yeah, it's possible that it's
yeah.
In theory, it's possible that it's a 500 due to maybe a server responding bad from this side, but that's largely out of our hands, and we're not able to deterministically decide that it should be a 500. So
yeah, okay, but should we keep it just like a 400?
Yeah, let's keep it like that.
Okay, so just chriscoyer.net doesn't work. If I do HTTPS,
okay, something happened.
Okay, it gives us only one feed.
Nice. Cool. That's already an improvement.
Yeah.
Is that the actual feed? Should we test it?
I think it is.
Cool.
I removed it, but it was chriscoyer.net/feed/.
I think so. Yes. Yeah. Very nice. Good package.
Very nice. Okay, let's see the Smashing Magazine one. Again, just one.
Okay.
Cool. Let's try mine.
Let's go.
So it has to have the feed XML. Okay, see, that's a different. The previous ones were like feed/. Yes, but I'm actually like serving it as like a file. It's not a file. It's still an endpoint. It's just mocking Astro. I just add .xml.ts in Astro.
Oh, right. Yeah. Those programmatic like mocks and stuff. No, but it works. It's fine. Yeah. Can you try mine? Because it's a bit more of an exotic case. I'm really curious to see whether it discovers it.
Arco.io.
Okay.
Yo,
Nice, good package. I like this package for real.
there we go. This is a package that we're going to use. Okay, but the most important thing is that we have one feed
To
or
deal with.
not. Yeah, so I'm just gonna destructure the array so we can. There we go. We can have a string,
Perfection.
and this is going to be a string array.
Yeah, and which of which the first member is
So
a
it's the
string?
string. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So if it can't, let's see if if there's like a feed or like a domain that doesn't have a feed, you know?
What? Let's try google.com. It probably doesn't have a feed.
Yeah.
Ah,
No feed found. Check it out.
nice.
But it's still a bad request, right?
Yes.
You're giving me Google, like I can't, you know, it's your fault basically.
Yes. Yes. This works.
Cool.
This
And
is great.
the message error is pretty decent. Okay. Yo, I actually like this. I actually like this. So now we have the feed, you know?
Now
Okay,
we
so
have
let's
to
do
parse.
feed URL. It's going to be a string. And we can do feed URL equals. We're not going to be doing this and then just grab the first
Yep.
element, and that's the feed URL. We're not going to console log it out anymore. There we go.
There you have it. Nice.
We have the feed. Okay, so let's go back to the map. The map of problematic. Discover the actual URL. We're done here. This is, we need to do these later. Reply back in Discord, you know, because
But
I don't.
they all of them coincide with the errors we're doing, so it's
Yeah.
not going to be a big deal to add them later on when we actually understand how we're supposed to be doing the message exchange with the bot.
Yo, we can even like, hey, you just gave me an idea. Check this out. We have these routes, and these are just ordinary, you know, methods. If we go to server, what if we put like a middleware or try to, you know, try to invoke it with a try and catch.
I see
and
where
then
you're
do
going with this.
yeah, so like put the Discord bot in just one place, which is gonna be here.
Yeah.
Something like that, you know. It's going to try. If there is a result, it's gonna return the results.
Yeah, that's a great idea, because that way we're gonna have to basically handle every piece of messaging ever through a single function / middleware.
Yeah, so like response.status, this is not going to stop the response, right? It's not gonna trigger you know, like a go back. Basically it's not gonna send back the response, the results, right? It just marks the status as 400. But you need to call like response.end or something like that to finish it, or .json to actually send back. Yeah, so
we're good.
So yeah, we're good. We can actually do that. So we can impose that, you know, we can impose that on ourselves. So like when we build the route handlers, you know, know that, you know, we're going to be giving back I don't know, an object that's going to be handled by the Discord bot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we need to figure out how the Discord bot works.
That's probably the next step, because we have this route. Maybe should we handle the database next time, or I mean the parsed version or whatever we'll be doing next for that branch?
Because these are like, you know, HTTP handlers that we're doing, but is the Discord thing, the Discord bot, an HTTP, or is it a server? What is it, you know?
I have no idea. I think it's a
we need to figure it out.
thing, but we'll find out.
Yeah, but we can, you know, do some reading for the next stream.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where we are. I think I want to mark it with something here.
Put a green mark somewhere over there, just to measure success and stuff.
Yeah. Let's see, texts. I'm going to say a pin. You
Yep.
are here.
That's a
Just
good
like
one.
a, yeah, just like a map. So yeah, this is where we are.
Yep.
We did discover the actual URL. Actually, we're here. We should be before we start parsing the URL.
Yes, because we covered both scenarios. Even if we
Yeah.
get a full feed URL, or we just get the base URL, and
Yeah.
we handle
We
them both.
just, yeah, with the package, we basically take a shortcut
Nice.
over here. Cool.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, we're out of time. I think we were pretty productive, right? We started parsing feeds, etc. We have the URLs, we can start working on, parsing the feeds now, which is
Yeah, for
the
sure.
core functionality of what we're doing, right? Of our project.
No, I'm pretty happy with the progress so far. Last time we got stuck on the dumb SQLite thing, but this time around, man, this was great.
Yeah, no, we didn't get stuck, so that's cool. It feels good. All right, so yeah, next time, we'll start looking into what how the Discord bots function, and if we should do if we should change like the Fastify integration or something like that. Let's figure that out so we can invite, because if we have Discord, then that means we can all test it out, right? I'm gonna add it to the the creatures dev community, and we can all test it out and just like spam it there, right? That'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Test it in
If
production, basically
yeah,
on
you
our
and
server.
me and like the 5 people that are watching right now all try to subscribe to feeds, etc. That'll be pretty cool. Yeah,
Absolutely.
let's try that in the next stream. I think it's gonna be really fun.
Yep.
Awesome.
Sounds
All
fun.
right. Yeah. This was productive. See you all the next time. When do we know when are we going to stream the next time? Or we can just announce it in the channel.
I'm up for Monday. If you'd
Monday?
like that. Yeah.
Monday. Okay. It could be a problem for Monday. I'm recording with changelog, so
Oh, right, you
I
have
wanna
the
prepare.
podcast thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, cool. Well, we
can
can
figure
do
it out. Yeah, we can
that's cool.
post it on Discord so people will know. Cool. Yo, this was really fun.
Yep, had fun as well, man. Looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, I'm gonna push all the changes to the repo. So if you wanna, dig in, feel free to. All right, yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Darko for jumping in, and yeah.